Two men, two absolutely legendary careers, and a combined $3 billion in estimated career earnings. Today, we're finally settling the biggest debate in football, and we're doing it with hard numbers, salary by salary, deal by deal. And let me tell you right up front, their earning structures are completely different. When you actually add it all up properly, the final answer might not be what you expect.
$3 billion. That's the sheer scale of the wealth pool we're diving into today. Just think about that. Nearly $3 billion in combined estimated career earnings between just two guys over the last 2 decades. It's a frankly staggering figure, and to really understand it, we have to look way, way beyond just their weekly club wages.
So, who actually took home the larger slice of that massive pie? Well, we are gonna get there, but a quick heads up. Later in this explainer, right around the 7-minute mark, we're gonna break down their pivotal 2023 moves to Saudi Arabia and Inter Miami. The numbers behind those two choices reveal something totally unexpected about which financial decision was actually smarter long-term. You're definitely gonna wanna stick around for that.
Okay, to do this right, we need to lay down some ground rules. Drawing on data from Forbes, public reporting, and brand valuations, we're looking specifically at gross career earnings. That means we're tracking 4 distinct pillars: guaranteed base salary, performance bonuses, image rights splits, and off-pitch endorsements. We're using pre-tax figures here, simply because tax rates vary wildly depending on where in the world they were playing at the time.
We also have to draw a hard line here. Career earnings do not equal net worth. So we're strictly excluding private investment returns, real estate appreciation, and net worth fluctuations. We're only analyzing the direct money extracted from playing football and leveraging their personal brands. Section 1. The on-pitch money, loyalty versus leverage.
Let's start with Messi. His club path was entirely defined by his incredible tenure at Barcelona. I mean, he spent his entire prime at one single club, and that loyalty paid off in a historic way. Remember that 2021 El Mundo leak? It revealed his staggering 2017 contract, a colossal 4-year deal worth roughly $555 million. By staying put as the undisputed face of the club, he literally rewired football finance. He then followed that up with a highly lucrative $75 million per year stint at Paris Saint-Germain, before packing up for Inter Miami.
Now, Ronaldo's timeline builds a completely different financial model. Ronaldo moved around a lot, from Sporting to Manchester United to Real Madrid, where, by the way, he commanded a massive €21 million base salary, then to Juventus, back to United, and finally to Nassr, locking in a reported $200 million a year. Every single transfer was a calculated leverage point to stack raise upon raise. His constant movement pushed his career wages past an estimated $550 million. That made him the very first active team sport athlete to pass $1 billion in total career earnings back in 2020. But here's the thing. Everything we just talked about, the hundreds of millions of dollars from Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus, club salaries are actually the minority of their total earnings. I know, it sounds absurd given the massive numbers we just threw around, but it is entirely true. The money made on the grass is actually the smaller half of the story.
Section 2. Off-pitch empires, the vault versus the machine. Messi's off-pitch wealth is basically a vault built on quiet, deeply reliable partnerships. He's got a lifetime deal with Adidas reportedly worth over $20 million a year, plus long-standing ties with Pepsi and Apple. It's a classic, highly lucrative ambassador model. Ronaldo, on the other hand, flipped that traditional model and built an ownership machine. Beyond his own billion-dollar lifetime deal with Nike, he built the CR7 brand. We're talking international hotel chains, clothing lines, fitness centers. He doesn't just endorse the product, he owns the business. And the absolute jet fuel for Ronaldo's machine is his audience. Over 665 million. That is his Instagram follower count as of the lead up to the 2026 World Cup. He is literally the most followed human being on the planet. Because of this unparalleled digital leverage, industry estimates place the value of a single sponsored post from Ronaldo at roughly $6.6 million.
Now, Messi has an absolutely massive audience himself, sitting at over 506 million followers. But Ronaldo's lead of roughly 160 million turns his personal brand into an unrivaled media company. It allows him to monetize at a scale and frequency that even Messi's deep partnerships kinda can't match in terms of sheer volume. Section 3. The Crossroads, Saudi Cash versus Miami Equity. All right, so the year is 2023, and both legends are handed the most lucrative offers in the history of the sport. Ronaldo goes to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia for an estimated $260 million a year in total earnings. And get this, it's entirely tax-free, pure liquid cash. Meanwhile, Messi goes to Inter Miami in MLS. His base guaranteed compensation, just $28.3 million, and that's heavily taxed under U.S. law. But here's the catch. Messi's deal includes unprecedented revenue-sharing agreements with Apple TV and crucial equity options in the club itself. To truly understand Messi's Miami decision, you have to look at the money he actually walked away from. Reports indicate Messi turned down a staggering $400 million per year offer from Saudi Arabia. Let that sink in. He said no to nearly $500 million in guaranteed annual cash to accept a $28 million base salary in the United States. This right here is the ultimate strategic difference between the two icons. Ronaldo chose to maximize his cash today. He took the largest guaranteed paycheck in sports history. Messi, however, chose ownership tomorrow. He bet that owning a piece of the Inter Miami franchise and taking a slice of Apple's global broadcasting revenue would, over the next decade, completely out-earn a flat salary. One is a pure cash strategy, the other is a massive equity play.
Section 4, the final career tally. But hey, before we reveal the final estimated total, pause right here. Drop down into the comments and write your guess for who currently holds the top spot. Go ahead, I'll wait.
All right, before we unveil the winner, remember how we got here. For both of these guys, their off-pitch business empires and endorsements ultimately grew to outsize even their historic club wages. The final numbers we are about to see represent the total sum of everything they've built, both on and off the grass. Coming in at a truly phenomenal sum is Lionel Messi. His estimated total career earnings sit at approximately $1.3 billion. That's a fortune built on his historic Barcelona loyalty, a stable vault of premium commercial partnerships, and that long-term equity bet in Miami that is really just beginning to mature. And taking the absolute top spot on the raw monetary scoreboard today is Cristiano Ronaldo. His estimated total career earnings have reached an incredible $1.5 billion. Through constant contractual leverage, building his own massive corporate machinery, and taking that guaranteed cash in Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo is for sure the definitive winner of the gross earnings race right now. But we do have to put this in context. Today, Ronaldo leads by roughly $200 million. He undeniably won the cash race. But remember Messi's strategy. By voluntarily taking less salary up front to own equity in MLS, Messi set up a fascinating financial future. If the value of Inter Miami and the Apple TV deal just explodes over the next decade, this $200 million gap could entirely vanish. The richest footballer in 2026 is Cristiano Ronaldo. But the richest in 2035? Well, that might be a completely different story. We have always debated who was the better player on the pitch, but their financial playbooks show two entirely different, utterly brilliant ways to build a billion-dollar empire. And it leaves us with a massive question for the next generation of athletes. In the modern sports economy, is it better to be the highest-paid employee in the world or to just own a piece of the league itself? Think about that. Let us know who you originally guessed in the comments, and I'll see you in the next explainer.